Welcome back, Ascension family. If you are new to my channel, like, share, and subscribe to help me grow. I'm Patrizia, an Ascension healer, Christ consciousness teacher, etheric surgeon, and cosmic light worker. Today, I'm sharing channeled messages from my second book, The Chosen One. In this second chapter are all stories about my past life healings. The scribed messages hold a light frequency to heal your life as well. So I recommend that you just sit and close your eyes and just allow the words to wash over you and the light frequency to transmit through your whole body to receive the healing as well. This story is titled Primal versus Heart. Layla looks over the sunset, the horizon of the desert, the red sand, the wind cooling as the day heat subsides. The red color reminds her of her connection to Mother Earth, but she questions and is disturbed by the bloodshed of her sisters. I will miss them. God, embrace them in your care. King Thulmut and his queen Selma, and it is in the year 500 BC. We began as slaves in the powerful and mighty kingdom, but even slaves have a hierarchy, and some at the top level have close access to the family, royalty, and servants. Over time, it came to be known that 4 females of the 400-strong group of slaves were blessed with several gifts. These 4 women spoke to the gods, channeling healing energy, read crystals and scribed symbols from the heavens to assist Egypt, her king, and secure one safe passage into the afterlife. Some years passed and the 4 strong took initiative and attention for the king's and queen's guidance and medicinal needs. 2 sisters were particularly powerful and well regarded. Layla and Oriana, they were gifted from childhood but grew up very poor. They were fortunate to work and to be accepted into the pharaoh's court. Layla was a healer and worked with medicinal resins, and she was also an oil maker. Her sister was an oracle and scribe. The 2 other healers were also very skillful and powerful in their own way. As time went on, the pharaoh, his court, and his queen would frequently call upon the services of these 4 women, working for them within the kingdom. Layla was the quieter one of the sisters, the other more vocal, and the queen took a particular liking to her. The 2 other healers were also quiet, conducting their daily chores, prayers, and sessions of meditation with mindfulness and with the connection to the gods. One day, there came news that the queen was required to travel across to Jordan. She would be away for some months. She was to take a healer with her, and it was to be Layla's sister, Oriana. Oriana would ensure guidance and safety would be with her, which was particularly imperative before and during political discussions with any leader of neighboring countries. The other girls and Layla wished Oriana well, but they also warned her. It had been noted and intuitively revealed that the queen was not encouraging of her king, and that she was planning to carry out her own revolution in the kingdom and take many lovers on the side. She was moving from spirit and heart into darkness. Tread warily, sister. She will not succeed her plot, and you may be entangled in something very unhealthy indeed, they warned. Oriana acknowledged and thanked them and packed her belongings. I shall miss you, but this is such a great opportunity. We've been so poor all our lives, and now I travel with the queen. Layla smiled, but in her heart she knew Oriana was weak and could be easily misguided. The other 2 healers gave her a hug and wished her well. They then asked her to pledge a secret rite, one that encloses the healing modality and the herbs, resins, rituals, and recipes, and secrets to remain within the group. Oriana pledged and left. The healers looked at one another but didn't say a word. They all knew she was weak link and she may become confused and misguided. Faith was the passion driving their God force, and now one of them was being influenced by riches and fame. The relationship between the King Thormet and the Queen Selma had grown cold over the coming months. Messages were sent back and forth, and rumors and unrest began to circulate. The king called upon his favorite healer, Layla, to assist him. He was growing very agitated and anxious. She is humiliating me with countless lovers and not even hiding it. Layla knew her sister was involved in advising the queen to behave so inappropriately. The pharaoh became furious and ordered a message for Queen Selma's return. The queen had no option but to return with Oriana. There was a fury exchange upon the arrival. The girls gathered to greet Oriana. Her eyes were darkened and cold, and she had turned into something else. What had happened to her? Thormet was so furious, and he was unapproachable for 3 days. Only Layla could go near. He was being told by his queen, "Please spare me. I'm so grief-stricken and sorry." But the oracle Oriana had told me that her healer Layla and her 2 friends were plotting against me and our powerful kingdom, and that you, Thormet, was stupid enough to fall for it. This was all lies, of course, because the opposite was true. But the king was confused and very dazzled by his queen's beauty. Deep down, he loved her, but he didn't trust her. He actually trusted Layla much, much more. It was an icy palace, and how awful it felt since the queen and Oriana's returned. Layla and the 2 healers secretly met and discussed the betrayal. The queen had convinced Oriana of untold riches and security alongside her if she helps overthrow the king Pharaoh Thormet. Layla was distressed and disappointed, but knew it was true. I must tell the king and be loyal to his service and the gods. He is a pharaoh of the heart and will lead Egypt to glory on earth and in heaven. I must protect that for the benefit of all. Oriana was aware that she had been told and found out by her sisters and soon too the king. Oriana received the message while she was scribing in a room that night. She quickly told the queen, "They know, they will ruin everything." Oriana had betrayed and was disloyal to her fellow healers as well as their kingdom, forgetting she was also bound by oath to sacred knowledge. The queen assisted Oriana to have the 2 healers killed. Layla was also charged with crimes. However, the king was still unsure and had her pardoned. The king was increasingly confused as a spell had been placed over him to hinder and cloud his decision-making. Before the disloyalty charges could be heard, the 2 healers were found dead by attendees to their room. One had her throat slashed in the middle of the night to ensure she could never speak the truth of light and God again, as it was believed that this would karmically travel to the afterlife and Oriana have to meet her again and again one day. And also this was done to lessen the chances of crossing paths again. The other healer was poisoned, having been given a cup of tea before bed with poison in it. She squirmed, cried, and suffered for many hours over the night, vomiting countless times. She was found dead on the floor by a servant in the early hours of the morning. Poisoning was used as an act to prevent her being a vessel of light for any future lifetimes and in the afterlife. Layla mourned such betrayal and battled to remain in the stream of love and light, but she knew karma would allow the wrongs to be righted. The queen was poisoned a few weeks after the king learned the truth. Ariana was slayed by dagger. Layla became the king's lover, mistress, and divine guide. All blocks have been removed and healing has taken place. Amen. Thank you for listening to another great story. In the description below are all links to services and products. Looking forward to seeing you all again.